Just because I'm a dumbass, don't mean that you can't be too. So don't be afraid to try this shit in your own home. Hello everyone, welcome to BeamNG's West Coast drag strip. Over the past month or so, using BeamNG's awesome vehicle physics and a handful of game mods, I've created an entire class of Street Outlaws inspired race cars using some of the game's fictional muscle cars. Each week I used a different power adder. Tonight I'm bringing together the quickest 4 supercharged, nitrous, twin turbo, and pro-charged race cars for part 1 of the BeamOutlaws Challenge Finals. We'll be seeing all 16 of these cars tonight run one after another, and at the end of the night, the 8 quickest of those will qualify for a special series finale shootout in 2 weeks. If you enjoy what you're about to see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up so YouTube knows this is some pretty good shit. If you're into this stuff, subscribe to the channel for more and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of it. If you play BeamNG yourself or want to drive one of these monsters, you can. Check out the new community section on my channel page, where each day following this episode, I'll be posting all the information you need to build one of these cars for yourself. Okay, let's get started with what you're all here to see. And our first car tonight is a nitrous-assisted Gavel Grand Marshal. We're going in order of slowest to fastest from how they did in their qualifying weeks, and this was the slowest of everything. Only running a 6.138 best. It's the only car that never did run a 5. And the only Grand Marshal to qualify. Runs a 5.841 at 262 miles per hour. Not a bad pass and quite an improvement. And at least for a moment, a Grand Marshal can claim top spot. See it run pretty good until about the second gear shift, and it made a quick move to the left and then right, and then, well, you know. Not a bad start. Okay, here we go with the nitrous-assisted Gavel Barstow. Well, we've seen a lot of the nitrous cars early because I struggled with them. They're even still kind of a pain to tune and get working. This car's running as 5s at a 5.999, and, well, we'll see what we got. Lots of shake. 5.831, 267 miles an hour. A little bit better than the Grand Marshal. And the Barstow is now on top. You see a lot of the nitrous cars launch with a lot of shake, and it's just, I think, the nature of the beast there. Once it clears up around half track, the Barstow makes a pretty good charge, and the Barstows in general are very good on the top end speed-wise. We'll see that later. Okay, time for another nitrous car. This time it's a Gavel Blue Buck. This thing's been kind of a pain too. It's a really violent ride. It's run a 5.977 back in week number 2, and it's gonna need way better than that to do anything tonight. Using a lot of racetrack, keeping it off the wall until after the finish line. Runs a 5.96 at 245 miles per hour. Slowest pass of the night so far, but it did actually improve a little bit on what it had run previously. See how violent these nitrous cars launch, especially the Blue Bucks. Inches from the wall. Okay, here comes the first supercharged car of the night, another for Gavel Blue Buck. This thing's running a 592, but that was way back on week 1, and I've improved significantly in all of the cars since then. Nice straight launch, right down the middle, 5.609, 266 miles per hour. That puts it easily at the top. That's a new channel record right there for the Blue Buck. beautiful pass right down the middle. Probably one of the smoother launching Blue Bucks. They're all a little bit hoppy. If there's any good modders out there that can do it, we need parachutes. Working parachutes. Okay, here comes another supercharged car, this time the Bruckell Bastion. Bastions are really good cars. They generally go straight and fast. This one run a 591 way back in week number 1. We'll see what we got here. How about a 5.573 at 270 miles per hour? Wow, that'll put the Bastion on top, and the nitrous cars are just dropping. As you can see, the Bastions pretty much go where they're pointed on the launch. If you point it a little bit to one side, it'll go there, but other than that, it's a very good car to drive. Alright, time for the first Moonhawk. The Moonhawks have dominated. This is the nitrous version. It ran a 5.902 back in week number 2, and since we've seen everything else step up, I'm curious how this will go. Same shake as the other nitrous cars. Can it overcome it? How about a 5.671, 263 miles per hour? That run's good enough for number 3 so far, and that's by far the quickest nitrous pass I've made yet on this channel. The previous best was this car's 5.90. It runs through the same tire shape early on, and the difference is I think it clears up a little bit quicker than what the other cars do. Okay, time for the Supercharged Barstow. This thing's a lot faster than it looks. It's run a 5.890 back in week number 1. We'll see if it steps up like the other cars have. .709, 278 miles per hour. I told you the Barstows were pretty stout on the top end, and that proves it there. Number 4 with a 5.709. You see it just bounces the front end good ways down the track. It's a good thing it goes straight. If it doesn't, it's a problem. Beautiful looking run. Okay, time for another Moonhawk. This time it's a supercharged version. This thing was the fastest of its power combination, just like every other Moonhawk all series long, and it ran a 5.85 way back on week 1. Nice looking run. 5.572, 275 miles per hour for the Supercharged Moonhawk. That puts it on the top by 1/1000th of a second. Nice looking launch, and pretty much straight down the middle all the way. Straight to the top. Okay, time for the twin turbo Barstow. This thing's running a 5.839 best back in week 3, and it's going to need a 5.963 to make the top 8 so far tonight. Run 5.618, 284 miles per hour. Wow, I don't know what it is with the Barstows and top speed. That puts it number 4 and bumps the Nitrous Blue Buck from the field. A little bit of shake off the launch, but after that it cleans up pretty well and just runs straight down the middle, bouncing that front end all the way. In fact, it's hiking him up in the air again at 1,000 feet. Yeah, and there's no way that was getting stopped. Okay, here we go with the twin turbo Gavril Blue Buck. This is the third Blue Buck of the night. The other two did okay. The Supercharged version did really well. This ran a 5.827 back on week number 3, and it's going to need a 5.841 now to crack the top 8. 5.559, 257 miles per hour, another new Beam Outlaws record, easily on the top. That run puts the Blue Buck number 1. That was a nice pass. One hop off the launch, and after that it settled pretty much immediately and just went. Things got sketchy on the top end. It ran out of traction right before the finish line, but wow, that was a nice run. Okay, time for the Pro-Charged Bruckell Bastion. It's run a 5.79. It's going to take a 5.83 to make the top 8, so it's there. And the Bastion makes it with a 5.648 at 271 miles per hour. Bastion number 6. It's not safe yet because there's plenty of cars still to go, but not a bad pass. Like I said, the Bastions go straight as an arrow more times than not, and that proves it again there. It's hard to say where it lost a lot of time. I think it's just in the 1-2 shift. If you can get it to shift quickly and hook up early, you're going to have a good pass. Okay, time for the Pro-Charged Gavril Burnside. The Burnsides have been one of my favorite cars. They've been a handful. This one I've removed the rear wing because we found out earlier in the series that that was a problem. And this one went a 5.780, and it's the only one we're going to see tonight because I didn't figure out the rear wing was a problem until too late. It's going to take a 5.709 to make the top 8 though. Burnside holds on to a 5.833 at only 215 miles per hour. That was definitely off the throttle earlier, or it would have been a lot more trouble. And that puts the Burnside number 10 in on the outside looking in. That was a nice looking pass early on. About half track or so, makes a move to the right, and then a little correction, takes it way left, and there was not much to do but get off the throttle. Okay, here comes the twin turbo Bruckell Bastion. This thing's run a 5.77 best so far, way back in week number 3. I love the way it sounds. We get a 5.596, 271 miles per hour, putting the twin charged Bastion at number 4. And bumping out the Supercharged Barstow. Again, pretty straight. May have been pointed slightly left when I launched, but other than that, it was right down the middle. Another good pass for a Bastion. Okay, here we go with the twin-turbo Bruckell Moonhawk. Like I've said, the Moonhawks have dominated each class so far this series. This thing's run a 5.76 back in week 3. It's going to need a 5.671 to make the top 8 here tonight so far. A little bit left, bounce the front wheels. 5.604, 266 miles per hour. That lands it in the number 5 spot, and that guarantees it a return for next week because there's only 2 cars left. Nice looking run. They made a move towards the center line. After that, it was hard charging all the way to the finish line. Alright, here we go with the Supercharged Blue Buck. This thing's running a 5.755 best previously. It's going to need its 5.648 to crack the top 8. Nice looking run, hugging the center line. 5.695, 266 miles per hour. Isn't going to quite cut it. The Blue Buck lands at number 10. Another one-hop launch for a Blue Buck. This one kind of settled down and made a pretty good looking run. I'm not sure where it lost all the ET. All the cars have improved greatly on their initial performances, mostly because each time around I've learned a little bit more and I've been able to go back and apply what I've learned to them. Okay, so here's the final car of the night, a Supercharged Bruckell Moonhawk. Up until 15 minutes ago, this was the channel record holder with a 5.735. Now it's going to take a 5.648 just to make the top 8 to guarantee a return for next week. Nice looking run. 5.574, 271 miles an hour for the Supercharged Moonhawk. That lands at number 4, and it will be back next week. Nice looking launch. Made a little bit move towards the center line like a lot of the cars tend to do. After that, it can really settle down. So there's our order for the night, and here are the top 8 cars that we'll be seeing next week for the final episode of the series, and I can't wait. Sadly, none of the Nitrous cars made it, but a pretty valiant effort by the Moonhawk at a 5.671. Thanks you all for watching. See you next time.